Well, good afternoon. My name is Rick Jones. I'm here with Scott Hanna and David Brown with a Hayesville High School aviation program that we just started in January. And what we've got here is 4 months ago I showed you this hacked up fuselage from a wrecked 172. And we're going to turn this into our second simulator. We built a wooden simulator before to get them up and running for this semester, and now we're working on the real one, we call it. What we've done is we've cut the back end of this thing off, put a peg in the front of it so it'll stay stationary without the nose gear, and now we're trying to hook up all of the control systems. What we wanted to do is make this as realistic as possible, and what we found out with the SciTech rudder pedal system, if we just bolted that to the floor, that was not enough realism for us. So we wanted to take the real rudder pedals in a 172 and make a mechanism so that they transferred their energy and motion into the SciTech one. So we've done that. We had to take all of this out and clean it up and unstick it from years of rust sitting in the field. So we got the aircraft system working, and now I'm going to go around to the front of the firewall and show you how we mounted it to the SciTech system. Okay, here we are at the front of the airplane. This is the SciTech rudder pedal system with the brakes. And what we've done is we've taken control arms and rod end bearings and made little mounting brackets to attach to the SciTech and attach these to the real rudder pedals. And then we built this plate to locate it here. So what happens is when you move the rudder pedals on the inside from either side, left or right, then you're actually moving the SciTech, and the same with the brakes. So that transfers all of the motion and all of the energy. It's going to feel just like the real airplane. So if they get enough simulator hours on this, there's not going to be any surprises when they get to the real airplane. And now for the ailerons and the elevator control system. This is the unit out of the actual airplane. We had to modify it a little bit so that we can transfer that motion either from the left or the right yokes that'll be on there. It'll have a bicycle chain here going to this gear right here, and then that will attach to the SciTech system here. So this will be on the inside of the airplane, the firewall will be here, and this will be on the outside, and I'll show you where that mounts on the outside in just a moment. So when we turn either yoke, left or right, it transfers the motion to the SciTech system. And when we push this in and out, it transfers the motion in and out. And all we had to do with that was put a couple of bearings on this and one universal joint. And we've also had a lot of help with all of this system. We had a machinist that lives on the airfield here, and he made this little reducing coupling bearing for us and turned down our rod ends so that we could mount it.
How long did it take you to come up with this ingenious idea?
I thought about it in the middle of the night. David Brown says we need to hook both of these up to the SciTech system, and I cried a little bit, and then in the middle of the night it came to me in an epiphany, and that's what I came up with, and so far we think it's going to work. I'll let you know in a couple of weeks after I get this mounted on a plate there to show you where it is and see if it actually works, but I think it will. If you want to walk over here, I'll show you where this is going to be mounted. I'm going to make a plate just like I made for the rudder pedals and mount here, and then this will be mounted to that plate, and all the energy from the left and the right, motion from the left and the right yoke and elevators will come to this. So that takes all of the real airplane controls and transfers them to the SciTech controls.
Very good. And were there any other kind of improvements that you were going to make on it?
You bet. As I told you last time, I looked at that windshield and I said we're going to try to polish out that windshield, and worst case scenario we're just going to have to take it out. So I started calling around to people to see if they had a marred or used windshield that they had made that they couldn't sell. And there's a company in Michigan, Aeroplastics, that said, you know, we think this is such a worthwhile endeavor and project that we're going to make you a brand new windshield, about an $800 deal, and send it to you free and pay for the shipping, just because we think this is a wonderful opportunity for the students.
And I noticed over here you have part of a wing sitting on the floor. Any plans for that?
Well, my wife said that to make it more realistic, we need to have a little bit of stub of a wing here, so when the student walks up to the airplane, they hit their head on it just like they do in the real 172, and when they open the door and they have to duck under the wing. So what we plan on doing is taking this part of this wing, maybe a 3 or 4 foot section, and mounting it here so that the student gets a better feel, more realistic feel for getting into the airplane.
just to give you an idea of what this is going to look like.
Pretty close. So this is kind of what it's going to look like. We're going to devise some kind of a strut prop thing to keep it, because it's cantilevered off the top there. So now when the student walks up to the airplane, he's going to step on a real 172 tire, open a real 172 door, dive under a real 172 wing, get in a seat that's just like a 172, adjust it, put a seat belt on. And the realism of that, coupled with the big visual that we're going to put on this, is just going to be amazing. It's going to be a great simulator.
Well, this looks like the best thing any school could ever ask for. And I plan on coming back here to film this in just a couple of months when you have the final product, and we'll put that back on YouTube so everybody can see what it looks like.
Let me say one more thing. There hasn't been anybody in this town that we have gone to ask for help or advice on this project that has said no to us. From architects to design to load bearing, everybody